Good morning, guys. Welcome back to Aksharadhari. I'm Devraj. And good morning, everyone. Today is 7th December 2023. I hope you guys are learning great and earning great. And I hope you guys following the tips which I have given in the previous videos. And I hope those tips were very useful. So before going to start today's newspaper reading, I would request you guys to please subscribe the channel, like and comment. If you like the video, please share it with your friends. It may useful for somebody to utilize the opportunities from the Akshadarya and the team. So let's start reading the newspaper The Hindu, which is very important for the point of competitive exams. Let's read what's in the front page of the Hindu newspaper. There is a Bangalore edition Hindu newspaper. So here's the front headlines. Rav Revant to take oath as Telangana CM today. How BJP retained Madhya Pradesh. Spice jet plane seized by lessers in Dubai. Lessons from the assembly fools for 2024 battle. How opposition analyzes results will be crucial. Skyward Brent Watt store in England's win. 114 state seats, a migrant quota cleared for J&K Assembly. Lok Sabha passes bill. Amit Shah says reservation of seats for those displaced in the 1990s will ensure that the voice of the community is heard loud and clear in the new house. Government needs a latitude to make peace, says CJI. Obviously, every compromise made is never perfect. The state of Assam was riven with a stripe at the time. BJP stages walkout in assembly. CM launches co-branded health cards. Health Department directs DHOs to seal fake clinics. 75 sportspersons from state to be trained for Paris Olympics. BBMP elections, former councillors question SEC. DMK MPs remark on Hindi Heartland states riles. BJP wants Stalin also to apologize. Stop baiting Hinduism SP. CM directs Home Secretary to take steps to set up a special court to try Kalburgi Gauri cases. Siddaramaiah launches co-branded AB ARC health cards. Health Department tracks DHOs to seal pay clinics. This follows the recent unearthing of a sex determination racket across Bangalore, Mandya, and Mysuru districts. DSEL finds itself in a bind. Civil contracts, High Court ensure censors government. BBMP elections, former councillors question SEC. State Election Commissioner BBB Basavaraju says that with the delimitation of wards over, the advocate representing the SEC will soon remind the court about the reservation matrix of wards. HC2 hear pleas on HSRP issue on December 14th. Trans women struggle to get benefits of Shakti scheme, says activists. Techie dies of injuries after crashing cycle into forked goods vehicle. Real estate agent mowed down by bike. Thousand six sixty nine cases of encroachment of work properties in 4 years. Government defends CM's assurance on increasing allocation for minorities amidst a bedlam and walkout by BJP. Ex-Minister questions Siddaramaia's promise on financial grant for Muslims at a function when the session was underway. Somashekar refuses to walk out with BJP members. Daily revenue of Transport Corporation's Minister. Opposition members withdraw protest in council. Bill to curb a malpractice in recruitment exams approved. Obel clash between Congress and opposition over law and order. State to credit 2000 has partial drought relief to farmers from next week. Sumana inching closer to Congress. HC to examine maintainability of Ethanol's petition. Cabinet to discuss scrapping Section 70 to prevent 7D to prevent a diversion of SC/ST funds. A film that throws light on the connection between women and millets. Invisible Women and the Future of Millets expands on this idea, draws a parallel between the resilience of these hardy little grains and the women who nurture them. The social struggle. The second half of the session was a conversation with Radhika Iyengar about her book Fire on the Gangs, Life Among the Dead in Banaras. Government of Karnataka announces support for Sikh camp at Bangalore Tech Summit. A day in Bangalore set to music. Pats Iyengar of Rainbow, a progressive rock band in Bangalore, talks about their latest album and the making of its video. Celebrating Rajyotsava with Kannada literature, Players of Ladakh. Revant to take oath as CM of Telangana today. Heads of India parties invited. Farmers bear the brunt of Michang havoc in AP. Preliminary estimates of losses prepared. Restoration works taken up on a war footing in affected districts of Baptala, Guntur, Krishna, Nellore, Tirupati, Nagaram, and West Godavari. Curtail unnecessary expenditure, Sidramaya. Curtail unnecessary expenditure. Lessons from the Assembly Force for the 2024 battle. Let's read this editorial page. Elections results in the heartland states of Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, and Chhattisgarh are being widely celebrated in ruling circles as a resounding semi-final victory for the Bharatiya Janata Party. Prime Minister Narendra Modi termed it a hat-trick and claimed it to be the harbinger of another hat-trick in 2024. While the BJP's win in these three states is quite significant, historical evidence that the party which wins these three states goes on to win the Lok Sabha election is mixed. The BJP won the 2014 Lok Sabha election after its victory in the 2013 assembly elections in these states, but it lost to the Congress in these states in 2018. It won the 2019 Lok Sabha election. 2 decades ago, Prime Minister A.B. Vajpayee had launched the India Shining campaign after similar victories in the assembly elections in 2003, only to lose the Lok Sabha elections in 2004. So there is certainly no guarantee of a BJP win here. Much will depend on how the Congress and other opposition parties analyze the results and the lessons they draw from the defeat to the two strategies for 2024. Many in the opposition camp have, however, turned despondent because their expectations were raised by multiple exit polls predicting a smooth win for the Congress in Chhattisgarh and much closer contests in Madhya Pradesh and Rajasthan. While most exit polls accurately predicted the Congress's impressive victory into Telangana, with even one getting the win by the Joram People's Movement win in Mizoram, right? Why did most exit polls fail to predict the outcomes in Chhattisgarh, Madhya Pradesh, and Rajasthan? Results have show different voting trends. The reason can be found in the different voting trends underlying the verdict in the various poll-bound states in 2023. In Telangana, there was an over 9% point swing away from the incumbent Bharat Rashtra Samiti compared to its vote share in 2018, which translated into a loss of over 20 lakh votes and 49 seats. The Congress increased its vote share by 11% points and gained 45 seats from 2018. In Mizoram, the ZPM gained 19 seats more in 2023 than its 2018 tally to secure a majority with a 15% point swing in its favor. The incumbent and Mizo National Front lost 2.6% points in vote share and 16 seats compared to 2018. While the Congress lost over 9% points in vote share and 4 seats. Compared to these, the incumbent Congress governments of Rajasthan and Chhattisgarh witnessed negative swings of 0.3% and 0.8%, respectively. This is why the anti-incumbency against the BRS regime in Telangana was clearly discernible, while that against the state governments of Rajasthan and Chhattisgarh was not very evident. In Madhya Pradesh, where was in the opposition, the Congress vote share eroded by around 0.5% points. Such a small erosion in the Congress vote share, however, translated into significant losses in assembly seats across the three states. That is because the BJP succeeded in increasing its vote share by 7.6% points in Madhya Pradesh, 2.4% points in Rajasthan, and a very significant 13.3% points in Chhattisgarh. Even in Telangana, where it finished third, the BJP's vote share increased by 7.7% points. The BJP managed to attract more votes from smaller parties and independents than by denting the Congress vote share. For instance, the vote share of the Bahujan Samaj Party eroded in Madhya Pradesh by 1.6% points, Rajasthan by 2.3% points, Chhattisgarh by 1.8% points, and Telangana by 0.7% points. Similar declines can be seen in the vote share of other smaller parties and independents in Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, and Telangana. This includes the Janata Congress Chhattisgarh, which had won 5 seats with a 7.6% vote share in 2018 in alliance with the BSP, but drew a blank in 2023. Lok Sabha and Assembly vote share, converting this for round-up assembly polls into a prequel of Lok Sabha's election, with the Prime Minister leading the BJP's campaign and national issues dominating the electoral discourse rather than state-specific ones. Helped the BJP in this NGO in Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, and Chhattisgarh. The BJP's vote shares both in the 2014 and 2019 Lok Sabha elections were considerably above its assembly election vote shares in 2013 and 2018, respectively. The BJP's vote share in 2019 in these three states was 17% to 19%, higher than that of 2018. This is the so-called Modi effect. Conversely, the Congress vote share has tended to be significantly lower in the Lok Sabha elections compared to the assembly elections. The vote shares of others independents have fluctuated even more widely than that of the Congress. In the 2023 assembly polls, while the Congress retained much of its electoral base in the three outland states at the 2018 level, the BJP increased its vote shares significantly by squeezing the vote shares of others independents in all three states to their lowest level since 2013. This has been the key to the BJP's success. Electoral goals for the opposition. The Congress and the other opposition parties can work on three strategic electoral goals before the Lok Sabha election in order to prevent a repeat. First, the Congress must try to consolidate its base in these three outland states through an effective ideological campaign. Not only on government schemes and electoral promises, but also on a range of constitutional values that are now at stake. The effort should be to ensure that every section of the electorate that voted for the Congress in 2023 votes for it again in 2024. Second, the Congress and other opposition parties in the India formation should finalize their seat sharing arrangements without further delay and formulate a common program which can provide a progressive, socially just, equitable, and substantive alternative to the policies of the present regime. Both the Congress as well as stronger regional parties in India out to display a spirit of accommodation and unity of purpose, the absence of which was evident during the recent assembly poll campaigns. Finally, serious efforts must be made to further broaden the India coalition by identifying and reaching out to more potential allies. The BSP's inclusion can certainly and add value given the recent assembly poll experience. Outreach could also be made to smaller state level parties for inclusion in state specific India blocks in order to take on the BJP's formidable electoral and propaganda mission. Engagement with parties such as the ZPM, the Bharat Adivasi Party, the Gondwana Gantantra Party, and others that have made a remark in this roundup assembly elections, as also with similar parties in other party states, is imperative. This can contribute to a diverse, motivated, and grassroots level coalition in the run up to the national elections. Let's go to the next. Power to the people. Congress has an opportunity to show its governance model in Telangana. MP index direction under the NDA is flawed. Let's read this article. Samuel Johnson, a profound literary critic and essayist, wrote, "Poverty is a great enemy to human happiness. It certainly destroys liberty and it makes some virtues impracticable and others extremely difficult. In sharp contrast, conventional measures of poverty in terms of income are limited and narrowly focused on scarcity of resources to eke out a bare subsistence. But there is much more to poverty than a bare subsistence, as emphasized by Johnson and others. Nobel laureate Ahmad Sin pioneered a rich, innovative, and broader perspective on well being, focusing on capabilities and functionings. While capabilities are abilities to do this are that in a free and fair environment. Functionings reflect achievements and ability to live a healthy life. For example, is not necessarily related to affluence as it could result in obesity and vulnerability to non-communicable diseases. Achievements such as being healthy, on the other hand, require a nourishing a diet and physical exercise. Professor Seen has, however, resisted aggregation of concepts such as capabilities into an overall measure of well being, as he believes that each capability is important in itself. The NPI story. Unfortunately, the United Nations Development Programme seized upon capabilities to construct an overall measure of human development with uniform weights of the three components: health, education, and standard of living and their sub indices. Following this methodology, Niti Aayog and the UNDP released recently a National Multidimensional Poverty Index MPIA Progress Review 2023 also replicated the UNDP report, Making Our Future. New Directions for Human Development in Asia and the Pacific, released on November 7, 2023. Hence, these reports suffer from the same flaws as the UNDP Development Index, aggregation with uniform weighing, but the MPI story is further distorted, as elaborated on below. Astonishingly, the MPI 2023 estimates show a near halving of India's national MPI value and a decline from 24.85% to 14.96% between 2015 to 16 and 2019 to 21. This reduction of 19.89% percentage points implies that about 135.5 million people have exited poverty between 2015-16 and 2019-20. Besides, the intensity of poverty, which measures the average deprivation among the people living in multidimensional poverty, reduced from 47.14% to 44.39%. But these estimates, especially the rapid reductions in MPI, cannot be taken at face value for various reasons. Indeed, these are misleading and ill-informed. First, the MPI relies upon National Family Health Survey 4 and 5, which are not detailed enough for its estimation. Moreover, NFHS 5 is blocked as its estimate of open defecation contradicted exaggerated official claim of its complete elimination. In fact, an eminent demographer who led NFHS 5 was suspended. Intriguingly, while the survey was blocked for its alleged and reliability. Niti Aayog and the UNDP had no qualms about using it. Ideally, NFHS 4 and 5 should have been combined with the 75th round of the NSS and household consumption expenditure. Unfortunately, this was abandoned too, as leaked poverty estimates indicated a rise. What casts further doubts is the havoc caused by the COVID 19 pandemic in 2020 to 21. Millions lost their livelihoods, thousands died in reverse migration and from a lack of access to vaccines and medical care. In fact, as a consequence of this epidemic, there was a huge economic shock from which the Indian economy has been struggling to recover. To illustrate, GDP growth has declined from 8% in 2015 to 16 and to 3.78% in 2019-20 and slumped 6.60 in 2022-21. As also per capita income, not just base subsistence, turned into a daunting challenge for millions, but equally seriously, public funding for maintenance and expansion of health and education and social safety nets suffered in an irreparable blow. Focus on queries. Our recent analysis focuses on queries of the MPI that include per capita state income. Its a square share of criminals among state MPs, share of urban population, and health and education expenditure, and unobserved state fixed effects. Example: how progressive a state is. If we compare elasticities of MPI with respect to each covariate, that is a proportionate change in MPI due to a proportionate change in a covariate such as state per capita income. The largest reduction in MPI is due to higher state per capita income. But since the income decreased drastically, MPI spiked. The next in order of importance is urban location. A 1% increase in urban location results in a 0.90 per increase 9% increase in NPI. This is not surprising as rural urban migration is associated with the growth of slums and subhuman living conditions. However, reverse migration during and COVID-19 may have explained why the effect on MPI is less than proportionate. Both healthcare and education expenditures are associated with a lower MPI. The elasticity of the latter is higher in absolute value, implying that a 1% increase in the latter reduces 1 PI more than the same increase in the former. As state level estimates suggest a decline in educational expenditure, a rise in MPI is likely. Although state level health expenditure rose to combat COVID 19, it fell far short of what was needed. If the share of members of parliament with criminal cases in total state MPs exceeded 20%, the higher was the MPI. This is not surprising as criminal members of the Legislative Assembly and MPs are notoriously corrupt and siphon of funds allocated for social safety nets and area development programs. Indeed, what is alarming is the rising share. 24% of the winners in the Lok Sabha elections in 2004 had a criminal background. It rose to 30% in the 2009 general election, 34% in the 2014 general election, and 0.3% in the 2019 election. If we go by our estimates of MPI, the reduction between 2015 and the 2019-21 19 to 21 is considerably lower than the official estimate. 4.7 percentage points compared with the 9.89 percentage points. Our selective review of MPI estimates shows that poverty rose in India's most populous state, Uttar Pradesh, by over 7 percentage points. Of the states that went to the elections in November, Chhattisgarh, Madhya Pradesh, Mizoram, Rajasthan, and Telangana, we find that the MPI fell in Chhattisgarh by over 6 percentage points, in Rajasthan by 2 percentage points, and most strikingly in Madhya Pradesh by about 8 percentage points. In conclusion, not only does the MPA exaggerate the NDA's success in fighting deprivation, but also perhaps more seriously obfuscates conventional measures of which may unravel a contradictory story of poverty. creating certainty. LTI includes from GST for policymakers by the bandwidth to fix its flaws. How BJP worked to retain Madhya Pradesh. A stronger voter base perception of the BJP's performance at the center and state level and carefully timed campaigns helped in the party's victory. The role of caste and committees in vote share. Alok had the Modi catch one influence on the BJP's success. Modest performance, rich harvest. How much did the BJP's decision to not project Chauhan as PCM candidate impact this voters' decision? Margaret Kota declared for a J&K assembly. Welfare scheme beneficiaries push BJP to victory in Madhya Pradesh. The decision of majority of the beneficiaries of central and state schemes to vote for BJP significantly helped the party return to power in the state. In particular, the BJP benefited extra from the PM Awas Yojana despite the scheme reportedly benefiting only less than 3 in 10 respondents. How much did women contribute to BJP's success? MP's remark on in the Atlant states royal sellers. All pervasive. All pervasive. Lord Narayan is all pervasive. Once we realize that He is everywhere and the universe is His body, we will stop differentiating among people, said Velukudi Krishnan in a discourse. An individual is but a drop of sweat in one hair follicle of the Lord's divine body. No man is more significant or more important than another. To a devotee of Lord Narayana, expensive things are no different from mud. He spends all his time in reciting the Lord's names, in listening to descriptions of his leelas, and in meditating upon his qualities. As Saunaka's Rishi describes how the Lord posed questions to Janaka about the king's impartiality and how Janaka answered the Lord. The Lord, who is in the guise of a Brahmin, reveals his form to Janaka, holding in his arms the discus and conch. He then asks Janaka what boon he craves. Janaka prays that he should always have bhakti towards his divine appearance. A person seeking moksha must have knowledge of the Jivatma and the Paramatma. He should know the Apaya means for reaching the Lord. He must know that the karmas which he has accumulated over many births are the hurdles which prevent him from reaching the Lord. He must know what he will do when he attains moksha. He must understand that once he reaches the abode of the Lord Vishnu, he must know Kainkarya service, Kainkarya of the Lord, to the Lord. Pervasive. Okay, let's go to the next page. A date for next summit of India parties will be out soon. Karge. Chardham project did not need EIA center in parliament. December 6 is when citizens destroyed Babu's symbol MP. CMs should be told well ahead about India meet. Mamata. Opposition center fighting RS over state of economy. 100 sites related to job frauds, investments blocked. BJP MPs who won state polls resigned from parliament as CM race heats up. Kamalnath may face pressure to make way for new leadership in MP. Opposition boycotts Tea Party in Maharashtra. India reminds Myanmar to return to federal democracy. Following intense fighting, thousands of Myanmarese nationals, including former military personnel, sought refuge to India. The Ministry of External Affairs, Aindam Bakshi, expressed deep concern over the conflict in the neighboring country. Behind the observed in Rajasthan over Gokha Medi's murder, cases being shifted from SC benches, Dushyant will only take reservation from OBC quota. AICT to regulate BBA and BCA programs with a curriculum weighted by experts. Panel working on guidelines on seizure of personal digital devices, Center tells SC. Arbitration agreement could bind non-signatory firms. SC move away from a colonial mindset, encourage use of Bharatiya languages and CRT. Spice jet plane carrying passengers posted to divert, seized by Lysis. UNICEF official condemned sexual violence in Hamas attacks. Detained Iran protesters raped, sexually assaulted, sees amnesty. US signs a defense cooperation agreement with Sweden. Taiwan probes pre-China trips used to influence election. Gaza civilians suffer as heavy fighting halts aid delivered. Makeshift shelters and family homes are overflowing, and many are sleeping on the streets. Egypt deploys thousands of troops to prevent mass influx of refugees. UN says 1.87 million have fled homes. Indian origin media executive Samir Shah to head BBC Wood. US as Ukraine war grants Putin visits Saudi Arabia, UAE. Johnson admits to making mistakes but defends COVID records. Science clear on the need to phase out of fossil fuel, says the US climate envoy John Kerry. Food prices likely shot up in November. Meal plate cost estimates suggest that food prices may have hardened last month owing to rising onion and tomato prices. Vegetarian food plates cost 9% higher in November compared with last year, prompted by festive demand and lower output. Sun Aclair is signed $15 million agreement for air loss drug. Dr. Reddy Koyas of US to develop a therapy for ALS. Government seeks a parliament note for extra spending for financial year 24. SEBI RBI share concern on AIF's May masking bad loans. Government sell up to 8% stake in the state-run Aircon. CII sees H2 growth remaining resilient. Google unveils Gemini, a tech trained to behave like humans. Bangladesh's Muspika out obstructing the field against NZ will play in the IPL until I can't walk anymore, says Maxwell. Vishnoi becomes the number one T20I bowler after his heroics against Australia. Sachin proves unstoppable as Pirates power past Titans. Batters Saivo Brandt set up England's fast-paced win in opener against India. With the team are reeling at 2 for 2. The batters counter-attack and power the visitors to a mammoth 91-97. The bowlers led by Achilles Stone then take over and tie the host batters in a knot. Shapolis innings. Team India departs from Bangalore for tour of South Africa. Spinners leave Kiwis in tatters. Bangladesh batters back in test. Moina proves too strong for Ahmedabad defenders. Sadiku to be Bagan's rescue against Odisha at home. Rice later strike caps Arsenal's fight back in 7-goal thriller to Luthhansa. Messi named a Times Athlete of the Year. Pankaj makes a winning start. Pakistan skipper Masood hits turn in Australia warm-up. Pujara, the pitch whisperer with a better strike rate than Compton. Saha from India's best Gloom Hantu Tripla's mentor in chief. Ridhiman has reinvented himself since being dropped from the Test team and managed to stay relevant. He has guided his IPL franchise Gujarat Titans and shaped the next generation of players in the northeastern state. Who is responsible for the farming's impact on the environment? Large areas in India are used to service the international demand for grains, fruits, and vegetables, putting pressure on soil and water resources. At the same time, India's vast consumer market means large amounts of land, even outside its borders, are used to satisfy domestic demand. How well do you know India's lakes? Text and context. Decline in coal imports during April September. PACS that applied for it help petrol diesel dealership. Websites blocked for facilitating organized illegal investments. The worth of domestic electronics manufacturing in financial year 23. Increase in offenses promoting enmity between groups. Navigating the US China relationship. What was the outcome of the US summit between US President Joe Biden and his Chinese counterpart Xi Jinping held on the sidelines of the Asia Pacific Economic Cooperation Conference? Why does the status of Taiwan remain a contentious issue between the two superpowers? The role of special inquiry committees of parliament. Why is TMC MP Mahua Maitra facing an inquiry by the Ethics Committee of Parliament? An experiment in education at grassroots level schools in Bangladesh. Swati Narayan traveled across poor countries India, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, and Nepal and found that even poorer neighbors were doing better than some states in India on a range of social indicators like health, education, nutrition, and sanitation. Equijan Aviation, on the occasion of the International Civil Aviation Day, observed every year on December 7th. It really it is a little important for the point of examination and development and the country's economic achievements, accomplishments. So keep reading the newspaper for 2 hours for making you better in English communication. And if you like the video, please share it with your friends and see you in the and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. And if you guys have any doubts or comments, please leave the comment in the comment box so that I can come up with solutions and solutions for your doubts. And see you in the upcoming videos, guys. Have a great day. Bye bye. Take care.